Hello Minecrafters, so today I'm going to show you how to use my Minecraft Server Manager software. It's a Windows-based server management program, looks a bit like this, but it's got packed full of features. It's got world map, really easy editing of server settings, mod installer, scheduling start-stop, backups, automatic backups, and command tabs, all sorts of things, so it's really powerful. I'm going to be showing you version 2.2, but the current download is 2.1. 2.2 will be released within the next couple of weeks, I hope. Anyway, so go to the project homepage, mcsm, Minecraft Server Manager.coplugs.com, mcsm.coplugs.com. Hit the download button and get your copy of the exe. At that point, you'll probably want to get hold of a minecraft.jar, so I'm just going to go to minecraft.net. But this management software doesn't use any modding, it doesn't use any plugins, so it will work with any version of Minecraft, modded or not. So it will work with Techit, Bucket, Flans mod, any of this stuff. It will work. In fact, it will even work with jars that aren't Minecraft. It just won't do anything intelligent. So it's really powerful. Save that in whatever folder you want for your server. I've saved it in a demo folder. So you can see it's downloaded. And just bring it up here. Now you should have also worked out where you've saved the management program. I know where that is and I've got a shortcut, so I'm just going to run that. Drag that into view. Okay, so if you've got a folder that contains multiple servers, you'll want to set that as your servers folder, and it will auto-detect all of the servers within that. But we've just got one specific server, so click that button there, and then just do, well, find your server actually, basically. There it is. And you can see it auto-loads what jar is in that folder. I'm just going to go to server settings, and don't worry about the errors because there are no files initially. I'm going to set up some basic initial values. Set game mode to 1, and you can see all these really easy controls to make the editing much easier. You can see I can go to whitelist, just add a name on that, ops list, add a name to that. I can see all properties here if I need to. Blacklist is blacklist of players, not IPs, but you can do that. I can add commands to ignore. So if the server manager detects commands being run, it will flash at you and tell you there's a problem. But you can add ones to ignore, so things like /say or whatever. I can also have a startup script, so I can do say hello world, and that runs when the server says it's finished loading, when it's done loading. I can have multiple commands and those run in order. Just allows me to do a bit of setup, so like scoreboard setup or whatever. And I can schedule backups and restore backups and do immediate backups and things, which is all really useful. Okay, so just click save, and you can see it picks up all those settings that we just put just in there. What I didn't do was set a world name, so I just didn't set it to world. I'm going to disable the web interface, but if you've got that enabled, one, you need to be running as admin, but don't worry about that. We should be fixing that in future versions. But if you run as admin and enable the web interface, your users or players can view a world map with all the positions. So yeah, that's really cool, really helpful. Just don't do it in PvP mode, obviously. So then we're just going to start the server, I guess, by clicking the massive start button. And you can see it just generates the world. And what we get is the full output here in the full log. And then over here we get a message log that tells us when the server's complete, and then anything after that. Messages, commands that are run, people who log in, people who log out, but not a lot of the error messages and junk that you don't really need. And you can see it strips out all of this junk here that it's just like, why do you need to know that? You don't. And you can see our startup script ran because it ran the say command, which is really good. Really helpful for things like scoreboard. So down at the bottom here, you've got the commands section. This comes with 3 tabs of default commands: players, game, and scoreboard. And they just contain all of the current Minecraft server, vanilla server commands. Scoreboard's really useful. It's got everything in there to make it really, really easy to set up. This also has a backup now button in case you're really worried that someone's doing something bad. And then at the bottom there's a command box, so I can do like say test. And I can also click the up arrow and it will load previous commands. Yep. The other thing I can do is I can add custom tab pages. So I previously added demo and added a couple of buttons to it. So I add a new tab page, demo 2, and then I can add a command to this. So what I can do is I could do something like say hello world. Oh, I've already got that command. Say test, and I can add a command button for that. I can give it a name, and if I click test, it runs the commands I put in. I can just keep spamming that if I want to. And you can see it picks up all those messages over here. The other thing I can do, or I can do commands with parameters. So I could do the kick command, and I can put player name, and anything in square brackets comes up as a parameter. So if I give that a name, call it kick, and then when I click that, you can see it comes up with player name and a box to enter it in. And of course, that wouldn't work because no one's connected. So I could, other things on this form, you can schedule a start stop, so start after this time, end before, end after this time, so you can have it running between 8 AM and midnight, the way I do sometimes. Things like that. The list of connected players over here, and all players. All players is loaded from the data files on the server, in the server folder, and connected players is loaded as you go along, as the server's running. The list command will also update the connected players list box in case a client crashes or something, and it just doesn't get out of sync. It also shows the player skins in the list as well. That's quite cool. And then other things in this. That's the general overview. But then you can also have like a map. You can view your own map of the world and player positions, and click on blocks to find out what they are. Stuff like that. But yeah, that's the basics of how to use it and what it does. There's much more to it really. But yeah, really easy to use, really, really powerful. Hope you like it. Go download.